Hey guys, so I'm gonna do a quick synopsis of like what's going on like in the game. So apparently, there's this whole thing going on where Saren, which is like the bad guy, he's like a Turian, which is kind of like a cat race. There's a lot of shit going on. Over time, you'll like catch on to like what's happening, but like so far, we found out that Saren is a traitor. The Citadel evicted him of his Spectre status. Shepard became the first human Spectre, and his first mission is to take down Saren because Saren is trying to bring the Reapers back. So the Reapers are an alien race that existed like 50,000 years ago from the game, and whenever they were like around, they wiped out an entire species called the Protheans. Now the Protheans were an extremely intelligent alien race. They advanced every single race in space by at least 200 years in technology for literally everything. So a lot of the technology that the human race uses now is all based on Prothean technology. And since the Protheans don't exist anymore, we're having to just use whatever they left behind and try to pretty much remake it to our best ability, because as humans we're still a growing race and stuff like that. But so there's a lot going on. So right now the main objective is to find Matriarch Benezia's daughter named Liara Tusoni, which everybody that's played this game before knows who she is. She's a very intelligent Asari scientist, which Asari is an all-female alien race. So, Liara Tusoni is a very intelligent scientist, Asari scientist, and apparently she knows how to find the conduit, or at least to some extent know how to find Matriarch Benezia. Let's see. How to find Matriarch Benezia and stuff like that. Let's see. So the whole goal right now is to find Liara and try to figure out if she knows a way that we can stop Saren. So the whole goal right now on this planet is to find Liara, so maybe she has an idea of how we can stop Saren from trying to the whole goal right now is to find Liara to see if she knows a way that we can stop trying to bring the Reapers back. Because the gas is all non-organic. Trying to explain things, but so Geth is a non-organic, synthetic, robotic species of the Quarians made. Now Tally, one of my team members, she's a Quarian. Their race created the Geth as a way of as a labor force, and then they started like modifying them and started making them more from VI to AI, slowly but surely, so they weren't really breaking any rules there. And so they went from VI to AI, and then one robot was like, "Am I alive?" And then they all freaked out and was like, "Oh my god, this is not what we intended them to be. Now they have a conscience to some extent." And so they all went on their merry way. But the Quarians ended up getting exiled because of the Geth. The Geth is like, "Get the fuck out of here, we don't want you here." And so the Quarians got exiled from their own home planet. So they're all the Quarians that exist are in a flotilla or a fleet of like space ships in a way. And they've been kind of living in space on their own ships for thousands of years now. And the Geth have been like in their own little like universe away from everybody because they're synthetic. They don't need to breathe. They don't need to eat. They don't need any of that. Like, they literally all run on just robotic parts, and they can fix each other. So it's like they don't really need anything. So when they secured themselves on Rannoch, which Rannoch is the home planet of the Quarians, when they secured Rannoch from the Quarians, they kind of shut themselves out from the entire world for like 50,000. Well, it wasn't really like 50,000 years, but like it was like 5,000 years. They like secured themselves. So now all of a sudden, like out of the blue, Saren becomes a traitor and gets evicted of his Spectre status whenever we showed the Citadel Council proof that Saren is a traitor. And now the Geth are looking up to Saren as he is some kind of, what's that word they call it? It's like a religious term. I can't remember what it is, but, oh, they're like prophet or something. I don't remember what the specific word is, but it's like they're so-called like savior to bring the Reapers back. And the Geth wants to wipe out all of the alien species, including humanity. And Saren also just extremely hates humans for no one really knows why exactly yet, but he just hates humans. So he is like, "Let me bring the Reapers back so I can kill everybody off." But little does he know that the Reapers can be controlled, yes, but it's very hard to do. Damn near impossible. And he thinks that becoming one with the Reapers, that his race won't be touched, but humans will be wiped out, and the Geth wants every living being to get wiped out. So it's kind of like a stop the bad guy from fucking everything up, pretty much, is what the whole goal is right now. He was like, "Yo, save me."
It looks like this cavern formed around the ruin, after it was built.
Hold on, let me check this out. Just walk through it? Oh no. Well, duh, it's a fucking barrier. I don't know what I was expecting. I guess I was like, maybe if I walk through it, I'll get electrocuted and I'll die and then I'll start over. But I don't want to do that, so. Screw having to start that all over. I don't know what I was really expecting, honestly. So I'm gonna sum up the Krogan in a very short phrase, like a very short summary. Stubborn as fuck, well, I guess hard-headed is the same thing as stubborn. Stubborn as fuck, very bossy, gives zero fucks whatsoever, and has the worst attitude out of all alien species. They have a very strict, like, morale system, and they're like, shoot first, ask questions later. You hire them to kill somebody, their whole goal is to make that person suffer. And I mean, like, they like special in like shotguns, and that's literally like their favorite gun is the shotgun because it's quick, dirty, and very violent. But that's how the Krogan are. But they used to not be that way. They used to be very peaceful, like race. They used to have a very green planet. But then, there's a whole lot of shit that's gone into it. But like, Krogans are kind of studded for not being able to reproduce anymore. Because the Solarians, which are like the lizard people, which you'll probably see one of them later, they created this like toxin and put it in like all of their like atmospheric towers on the Krogan homeworld. I can't remember what it was called, but I know the homeworld for the Turians is Palaven. The homeworld for Quarians is Rannoch, and I can't remember what the homeworld for Krogans is called. But anyway, so they have like these atmospheric towers that are like all over the place that like help clear out the air. The Solarians were smart and was like, oh, if we put it in the atmospheric towers, it'll spread faster, and then we could just neuralize all of the Krogan and stop them from reproducing, because they were scared that the more Krogan that's in the world, like the more Krogans that are in the universe, the worse the environment's gonna be. And that's just how the Solarians thought, and they absolutely hated it. The Krogan went from very neutral people to like shoot first, ask questions later. They were pissed, and I mean, I don't see why anybody wouldn't be pissed about it, because if somebody snuck onto my home planet, put a fucking neurotoxin inside all of my atmospheric towers just to neutralize all of us so we couldn't be able to have kids anymore, pretty much it's like an atmospheric spading of all the males. And what's weird is that it didn't affect the females, but it affected the males. And it was like, it just sucked all the way around. Like, the guys have like an atmospheric birth control. And it was really depressing. But yeah, I mean, you could probably see why they're angry. I mean, I'd be angry if somebody told me I couldn't have kids. Especially when you grow up your whole life thinking, yeah, I can't wait to have like 6 or 7 kids, and then you come around and some lizard man comes in and puts fucking toxins in your atmospheric towers, and then you're like breathing in that shit, you don't even know it, and then all of a sudden you can't have kids, and you're like, am I infertile? No, it's not that you're infertile, it's just the frog people hate the other frog people pretty much. Really, at this point, it's like frog people versus frog people, and it's really bad. It's really, really bad. I gotta get rid of this. shepherd always faces his teammates whenever he's in an elevator. Did not need to get a butt angle from that, but
Hello? Could somebody help me?
Liara.
Please? Can you hear me out there? I'm trapped. I need help.
Liara Tassoni, I presume.
Thank the goddess. I did not think anyone would come looking for me. Listen, this thing I'm in is a Prothean security device. I cannot move, so I need you to get me out of it, all right?
There's some kind of repulsion field in the way.
It's a Prothean barrier curtain. I knew it would keep me safe from the Geth. When I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped in here. You must get me out, please.
We'll find some way to help you.
There is a control in here that should deactivate this thing. You'll have to find some way past the barrier curtain. That's the tricky part. The defenses cannot be shut off from the outside. I don't know how you'll get in here. Be careful. There is a Krogan with the Geth. They have been trying different ways to get past the barrier.
Oh, whoa, what's this? Whoa, what's this? Oh, damn. Sniper time. Move, Rex. Oh yeah, so in every game there's always like a squad mate that's a Krogan, and for ME1 it's Rex. And in ME2 you can, well, I think at the end of this game you can decide whether you want to keep Rex or not. There's like a who do you want to die? You know, like or like who do you want to die? Like who of your squad mates do you want them to no longer be part of the game? So this game it's Rex. Next game it is Grunt, which is like a. Once I complete this game and you guys follow, then you guys will like understand what I'm talking about. But it's Rex, then Grunt, and then it's that's like, since this is like the legendary, like the remastered version, it's always like, there's always something hidden that wasn't there before. already have. I think I already have chemical weapons, but I'll take it. Tally, where's Tally? There she is.
You lead. I'll follow.
Okay. Nice talk. Let's see. Can I enter the mining laser? Yes, I can. Oh shit. This one, this one. No, this one, this one, this one, this one. Oh fuck. This, no. I know it's probably just like it's probably just the what do you call it, the process of elimination. Trying to figure out, you know, which of the 4 buttons it was, but I don't know. Every time I get that one right, it's always so satisfying. Oh, this is where it gets fun. Can I save here? No. Fuck. Alright. Guess not. Oh, now I can save. The boy can save. The boy can save. I don't know why, but every time I get to save.
Oh, how did you get in here? I didn't think there
I
was
hate
any
doing
way
shit
past
like
the barrier.
It was
We blasted through with the mining laser.
Of course. Yes, that makes sense. Please, get me out of here before more Geth arrive. That button over there should shut down this containment field.
Not so fast, Shepard. You sure she's on our side? Her mother's working with Saren.
I am not my mother. I don't know why Benezia joined Saren. I don't want anything to do with that Turian bastard.
If she was with Saren, the Geth wouldn't be trying to kill her.
She went. And she just got up like it was fine.
Any idea how we get out of this place?
There is an elevator back in the center of the tower. At least I think it's an elevator. It should take us out of here. Come on! I still cannot believe all this. Why would the Geth come after me? Do you think Benezia's involved?
Saren's looking for the conduit. You're a Prothean expert. He probably wants you to help him find it.
The conduit, but I don't know.
What the hell was that?
These ruins are not stable. That mining laser must have triggered a seismic event. We have to hurry. The whole place is caving in.
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in on my signal. On the double, mister.
Aye, aye, Commander. Secure and away. ETA 8 minutes.
He
I like how
needs to
the-
move faster.
Like how the Normandy, which is
If I
the
die in
ship
here, I'll
that
kill him.
Shepard commands, is a frigate. It's a space frigate. But it's funny, because I'm on a destroyer, and my captain is a commander. Like, my commanding officer is a commander. He's a commander, who's the commanding officer of a frigate. But then you see ships like flagships, carriers, shit like that. Their commanding officers are like full birds. Full on
Brenda,
R6 captain.
Don't. That would be more fun.
In case you didn't notice, this place is falling apart.
Exhilarating, isn't it? Thanks for getting rid of those energy fields for us. Hand the doctor over.
Whatever it is you want, you are not getting it from me.
She'll stay with us, thanks.
Not an option. Saren wants her, and he always gets what he wants. Kill him. Spare the Asari if you can. If not, doesn't matter.
No, he's rushing! Kill him! Killing! Fuck no. I hate guests. Like, yeah, one, they're weak, two, they're not, they're intelligent, but they're not like smart, and then there's Krogan, which are stubborn, they are all that smart. I don't know which one I would want to first. He just steals Rex loose and shit. He's like, I gotta go.
Too close, Commander. 10 more seconds, we would have been swimming in molten sulfur. The Normandy isn't equipped to land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
We almost died out there, and your pilot is making jokes?
Joker pulled our asses out of there. I think he's earned the right to a few bad jokes.
I see. It must be a human thing. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I am grateful to you. You saved my life back there, and not just from the volcano. Those Geth would have killed me or dragged me off to Saren.
What did Saren want with you? Do you know something about the conduit?
Only that it was somehow connected to the Prothean extinction. That is my real area of expertise. I have spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them.
Did your research turn up anything interesting?
What is interesting is what I did not turn up. There is remarkably little archaeological evidence of the Protheans, and even less that might explain why they disappeared. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of clues. But here is the incredible part. According to my findings, the Protheans were not the first galactic civilization to mysteriously vanish. This cycle began long before them.
If the Protheans weren't the first, then who was?
I don't know. There is barely any evidence on the Protheans, even less on those who came before them. I cannot prove my theory, but I know I am right. The galaxy is built on a cycle of extinction. Each time a great civilization rises up, it is suddenly and violently cast down,
Only ruins survive. The Protheans rose up from a single world until their empire spanned the entire galaxy. Yet even they climbed to the top on the remains of those who came before. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel, are based on the technology of those who came before them. And then, like all the other forgotten civilizations throughout galactic history, the Protheans disappeared. I have dedicated my life to figuring out why.
They were wiped out by a race of sentient machines. The Reapers.
The Reapers? But I have never heard of... How do you know this? What evidence do you have?
There was a damaged Prothean beacon on Eden Prime. It burned a vision into my brain. I'm still trying to sort out what it all means.
Visions? Yes, that makes sense. The beacons were designed to transmit information directly into the mind of the user. Finding one that still works is extremely rare. No wonder the Geth attacked Eden Prime. The chance to acquire a working beacon, even a badly damaged one, is worth almost any risk. But the beacons were only programmed to interact with Prothean physiology. Whatever information you received would have been confused, unclear. I am amazed you were able to make sense of it at all. A lesser mind would have been utterly destroyed by the process. You must be remarkably strong-willed, Commander.
Okay, this isn't helping us find Saren or the conduit.
Of course, you're right. I am sorry, my scientific curiosity got the better of me. Unfortunately, I do not have any information that could help you find the conduit, or Saren.
I don't know why Saren wanted you out of the picture, but I think we'll be a lot better off if we bring you along.
Thank you, Commander. Saren might come after me again. I cannot think of anywhere safer than here on your ship. And my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later on.
And her biotics will come in handy when the fighting starts.
Good to have you on the team, Liara.
Thank you, Commander. I am very grateful. Oh, I am afraid I am feeling a bit lightheaded.
When was the last time you ate or slept? Dr. Chakwa should take a look at you.
It is probably just mental exhaustion, coupled with the shock of discovering the Protheans' true fate. I need some time to process all this. Still, it could not hurt to be examined by a medical professional. It will give me the chance to think things over. Are we finished here, Commander?
We can talk again after you've seen the doctor. The rest of you, dismissed.
Mission reports are filed, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
We've received your report, Commander. I understand Dr. Tassoni is on the Normandy.
I assume you're taking the necessary security precautions.
Liara's on our side. The Geth were trying to kill her.
Benezia would never allow Saren to kill her daughter.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Or maybe we don't know her. We never expected she could become a traitor.
At least the mission was a success.
Apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin. Was that really necessary, Shepard?
The Geth were crawling all over those ruins. We were lucky to make it out alive.
Of course, Commander. The mission must always take priority.
Good luck, Commander. Remember, we are all counting on you.
Alright, so the whole scene, God, that's one thing that I didn't really like about Mass Effect 1 is that the scenes were always so long. But yeah, so the loading screen up to this cutscene, the one the long thing with the low glowy thing, that is what they call a Mass Effect relay. It's kind of like how all the spaceships travel longer distances without having to use fuel. It's also Prothean technology, so it's a plus to humanities books. But yeah, Liara, she said 50 years, so I'm gonna explain why she looks so young, even though she said she's been doing it for 50 years. Pretty much, Asari live for millennia, which, thousands of years. 50 years to a Asari is probably 10 years. No, I would say 50 years is probably 5 years to an Asari. So she could be she can go to school at like 14 and get out at 20, and she'd be like, I've been spending in 50 years and, you know, this, you know, whatever the fuck she was talking about. But 50 years for her is like pretty much saying she spent her entire, like, her study time, so all of her school years learning about Prothean technology. And now she's starting to uncover all this shit about the Protheans. She's like freaking out. And Liara has this thing where if she's like focused on something, she'll forget about everything else. She'll be like, oh, I was doing this, this, and this, and then all of a sudden she finds a piece of Prothean tech and she's like, I must focus on this now, and then forgets about everything else. But I guess that's just how Liara is, and you gotta love her for it. At least she's dedicated. I'm gonna go down to the engine room and talk to Tally again. Where's the elevator at? Fuck, where's the elevator at? Oh wait, no, right here. I wanna talk to Tally. Like, I still haven't figured out this ship because I'm so used to like ME3 and ME2. They have like the SR2 and not the SR1. So I've played this game so many times you would think that I would know the layout of both ships. I don't.
Oh, hello, Shepard.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing, and your crew's been really great to me, especially your chief engineer. But I just sort of feel out of place. The Normandy runs so smooth, it feels like we're not even moving. And the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
I find it rather peaceful. Don't worry, you'll get used to it.
But it's more than just the silence. This ship feels so empty. It's like half the crew is missing. Back home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from the crowds. Now that I'm out here, I kind of miss them.
Sometimes we don't appreciate what we have until it's gone.
That's true. I'm starting to wonder if that's what the pilgrimage is really about. It's given me a whole new perspective on my people and our culture. You know, there's always a few who go on their pilgrimages and never return. I always assumed something bad happened to them. But maybe they just wanted a different life.
You do plan to return to the migrant fleet, right?
I could never abandon my people, Shepard. I will go back eventually. But we have to stop Saren first. Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
So I guess this would be a good time to like explain how the Quarians are.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative
to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the Council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So, the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
What made them rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
You can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exile searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I should go.
See you later.
So pretty much, long story short, yeah, Quarian's really messed up. But, so what I was gonna say earlier was that the reason why I went out of my way to go talk to Tally and not really talk to anybody else is because in the Mass Effect games, there is a romance option where you can choose your companion or your partner. And there's a lot of options. You can even choose to be gay if you wanted to. Like, there's a couple gay options, which I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying, like, this game is pretty open to that. And so I chose this run to be the male shepherd and Tally run. Pretty much all you gotta do is at the end of each mission is go talk to the person. That's really all you gotta do. And then you'll get like special little like scenes and shit like throughout the game. Oh shit. I need to upgrade my shit. So I like how I've played this game so much that I know what all the missions are, and I absolutely hate every single one.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Commander Shepard, my name is Nasana Dantius. I have a job for you. I can't say any more in an unsecured communication. If you're interested in hearing my offer, meet me on the Citadel so we can talk in person. I'll be waiting in the Diplomat's Lounge on the Presidium.
Oh, and another thing, for like the romance options, to be able to like grow their like loyalty to you, you gotta put them on your squad whenever you go out on missions and shit. But as you can tell, Tally and Rex
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere.
I just
Log.
love
The
like,
commanding officer is ashore.
Krogan.
Exo Presley has the deck.
I just love is this the one with the
We saw your ship. Fidan wants to speak with you immediately.
Who's Fidan?
He's our leader. He needs your help to prepare for the Geth. They are making another push. Please, up the stairs past the freighter.
us all.
That's a Solarian. That guy right there, that's a Solarian. The guy, the alien species I was talking about earlier, the ones that look kind of like frogs.
This work must be completed.
They're coming.
Stop the geth.
I like how I just straight up ignored those fucking geth that were outside. I was like, I don't have time. I was like, I straight up don't have time for you guys. Oh, that was a glitch.
These people are brave, but the Geth are relentless. My people know this better than anyone.
The geth are mounting another attack. There.
Headaches are getting in.
Oh, Commander. I'm glad they finally sent somebody to help us.
You're a bit late, aren't you?
Arcelia. Sorry, Commander. Everyone's on edge since...
Watch out! We've got Geth in the tower!
Protect the heart of the colony!
Are those the big boys? Where? I'm confused.
notify Dan, but don't take long. We should roll out the vehicle and find where the Geth are bunkered.
This place has seen better days.
These colonists may not have much, but this is their home. They will fight to the death to defend it.
But yeah, sorry I'm not talking very much. It's that I'm doing a lot of thinking. And when it comes to me being like a thinker, I think a lot.
Oh god, they're everywhere! Crazy dude that's down here? I think there's a crazy dude that's down here.
This valve looks like part of a large system. There are likely others we need to activate as well.
There's a crazy dude that's down here. Sound good. Oh god. Never mind. Play that. I was like, what is that? I was like, what is that? Dog! Dog! Number 6. What do you want in a man? A bullet is not an acceptable answer. It's so fucked. Gotta do a snap. Oh, sniper. Weak. You boy weak as hell. Save 12. Oh, here's the crazy dude I was talking about.
You don't want to go down there.
What are you doing down here?
Nothing I should be, and anything I shouldn't. That was a good one. Very intense.
What's the matter with you?
Just invoking the Master's whip helps remind me I'm still alive. You're here for the Geth, aren't you? You're not the only one interested in those things.
Who else is looking for the Geth?
Not looking for, looking to get rid of. They're a thorn in the side of the... I'm trying to get to the... Dying!
This one is no longer fit. We should leave him.
Is there anything I can do to help you? Do you even want help?
Help me? No. No one can help me now. I'd rather die fighting!
Fighting what?
Not that kind of fight. It's like running through a thorn bush. The more you struggle... Time's up. Company's coming. Ask Faidan. Ask him about the... Ah!
Look out.
Guy's crazy.
I won't do it. I won't. I can't. I won't do it.
Well, if you can't, you won't.
Look out!
Wait, I thought we didn't do this. Water valve.
Doesn't look like it's on yet. We should keep looking.
Thanks, Rex. Thanks for speaking the obvious, my guy. Because fuck that fight. No more of that.
These people are brave, but the Geth are relentless. My people know this better than anyone.
This place has seen better days.
Yo, I don't know which character it was, but I swear to God, I think it was Rex. But he just one-shot wondered that fucking destroyer, bro. That shit was funny as hell.
There! That did it! The system is active.
It got hella quiet. I don't like that. I'm gonna save.
The tower's secure. Thanks to you, Commander.
I'm just glad your colony is safe.
I appreciate your concern and your efforts against the Geth.
They may have been slowed, but they'll be back. They always come back.
Help me find what the Geth are after, and you'll all get out of here alive.
We don't know what they're after. They came, they attacked us, that's all we know. Their main base is at the Exogeny headquarters. A good place to start looking if you want answers.
What's Exogeny?
It's the company most of us work for before the attacks. They fund this colony. The Skyway leads directly to Exogeny headquarters. You can't miss it.
Of course, there's an army of Geth between here and there.
I didn't expect this would be easy.
Then maybe I can get this colony operational again.
I destroyed a Geth transmitter in the tunnels. It won't be a problem any longer.
Thank you, Commander. we're in your debt. You've taken a great weight off my shoulders. I just wish I had such good news for every problem.
Is there anything I can do to solve your water shortage?
Maka Doyle has been assigned to that particular issue. If you have any insight to offer, please speak with her.
You mentioned something about a food shortage.
Davin Reynolds is tasked with securing food for the immediate future. If you can assist, please speak with him.
What's wrong with the colony's power supply?
May O'Connell is working on our power problems. She'd know more about it than I do.
Let's talk about Zeus, Hope, and Pharos in general.
Of course, Commander.
There's a guy living down in the tunnels. Is he one of yours?
That would be Ian. He's very sick.
He seems to be more than just sick.
He hasn't been the same since the attack. We tried to help him, but he wouldn't listen to us. I can't help my people if they won't listen, Commander.
Don't you have medical supplies? Something to help him?
I wish it was that simple. Ian was a good man I'd like to have with us. Please, Commander. I'd prefer not to talk about it anymore.
I'll talk to you when I learn more.
Good luck, Commander.
You're the one who repelled that last wave. They'll be back. And if the Geth don't kill us, we'll die of hunger soon enough.
Are you doing anything to remedy the situation?
I need to boost rations with Varen meat, but it's too dangerous. The Alpha Varen, he's huge and he's mad. Rabid, maybe. Totally uncontrollable. I can't do anything until he's dead.
I killed the big Varen. The rest are yours.
Excellent. I'll organize a hunt when the immediate threat of the Geth is gone.
Fork over the reward so I can get back to more important things?
Of course. I don't want to delay you any more than I already have.
No, I just renegaded the fuck out of this dude. I'm like, yo, give me the fucking money. I done did your job for you without you even asking for it.
Nice work with those Geth. Glad you showed up. I still need the power cells for this generator, though.
I found these power cells in the tunnels. Are they what you're looking for?
I knew they'd turn up eventually. Here, Fidan gave me some requisition money. It's all yours.
They always look so sketchy when
I can kick these power cells into place and have this colony up and running in no time.
The water started running not long ago. Thanks to you, Ias. Now we just need to deal with the Geth and we can get back to growing this colony. Thank you again, Commander.
Thanks for... If we could take the fight to the...
I'll hold this position in case those things try to attack again.
No fucks right now, bro. She's just straight up one-shotting people. Let me get back on this ship before any more fucking Geth decide to show up.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress. Decontamination in progress. Logged. The commanding officer is aboard. XO Presley stands relieved.
Yes, Commander?
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance. They had the numbers, but their ships were no match for
Carry on,
anyone.
Presley.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I need to go down. Down. Let's say, am I good or am I still waiting? Where is Telly, my beautiful woman?
Hey, Shepard. You need something?
Oh, I guess I
I should go.
See you later.
Yeah. Yeah, you are. I don't know why, but that sounded creepy as fuck the way I said that. Rex.
Shepard, what can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
Come on.
You Krogan live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Whole lot of editing that I gotta do. I don't know why, but I'm so like into this. Garrus, my boy.
Commander, how are you?
Why did you want to be a CSEC officer in the first place?
That's a good question. There were several reasons, I guess.
Like what?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was CSEC, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
That's tough, but you'd think he'd be impressed you're going after Saren.
My father's a CSEC man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says. He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren. He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger for the same reasons.
You were asked to be a Spectre?
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate. Me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
I suppose I can understand his concern.
You can. But Saren's not going to play by our rules, CSEC's rules. If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
You're a quick learner, Garrus. We'll beat him at his own game. It's the only way to stop someone like him.
I'm right behind you, Commander.
Well, I guess I'm gonna call it quits here. I would like to say I had a pretty good run of this. Still a lot of learning to do, and especially since this is gonna be my first straight run, try to get it done in like a weekend. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So that's all for now. So I guess you can jockey out. But before I go though, there is a lot of things that I got to accomplish. I guess I will save that for tomorrow.